Alright, we're back. And can we survive? Okay, so they outspeed us. There's no question about that. They all have the the pursuit scarfs, which do prevent multiple actions from being taken, which is fine since I don't have any. But it does mean we can't do things like charges and stuff like that, but neither can they. They also, let's see, while it's active, enemies cannot switch out, and their turn immediately ends after making their first attack. Okay, so I also can't tag in, I can't tag in Croconaut either. So, do I want to open with Bisharp then? I think I still do. I think this is our best start that we can possibly have. So, initiative, 15s go first. They can decide the order. We'll just go from left to right. We'll start with Tornado. Alright. Send in, blah, 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 blah. Got it. Let's just take a look at the AI again. Okay, so only when it's going to go after highest damage, or possible damage and all that good stuff. Alright. Strongest move is Double Edge, which is a normal move. And it's going to go after Floette, I believe. So here goes nothing. Alright, I did block one of it. Now, Double Edge does do additional crit damage, and it also reflects it does true damage in return. I am going to go ahead and pop the dodge for this, because I need to make sure I survive. So this will do an extra 2 damage. So I negated the regular hits. The crit's going to do 4. I did perfect block, so I'll take 3. Okay. And then this one's also going to do the same thing. An unfainted ally knows. And again, it's going to go after highest possible damage. Oh, actually, I should have rolled this. I'm just thinking here. Nope. No matter what, it's going to go after Floette. Floette is literally the highest damage target. So that's something to be concerned about. Alright, 5 dice. We'll just do typeless for this. Okay, I'll use the dodge for that as well. I'm going to end up taking 4 damage. And it's going to take 2 damage. Then it goes to Bisharp. So it's a ghost type, huh? Yeah, unfortunately Floette was not the wisest decision. So we can do Steel on the Yanmega. And take that out. As an action, until it switches out, reduces damage Pokemon takes, blah 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 blah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which one I should actually go after. Probably the Yanmega, because we can at least kill that. So I'll do what, 3? Oh, I forgot. I have +2 strength. so I should be rolling a lot more. So actually I can roll, what, 5 dice on the Gorgeist? Or 3 dice with the fake tears, which will add a crit on top of it. And then use dual headbutt and just kill somebody. Alright, sure, why not? We'll go ahead and attack the Gorgeist with fake tears. I have +1 strength because of my trainer card, and +1 because of Officer Jenny. And then the next hit will, of course, have higher bonuses as well. The other option is I go Metal Claw, which actually I think Metal Claw is actually probably better. I'm guaranteed 5 damage with this, unlike the other thing. Alright, so we'll do this and see what happens. We could also do it against the Mega, but again, there's not really a chance of me actually getting kill here. Okay, 5 damage. Bring it down to 6. And then I can attack Yen Mega with a normal attack with 6 dice. I'll heal the damage from the leftovers. Alright, this will do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Okay. And then that's round 1 done. Okay, goes to their turns, and again they're going to go after Floette. I could have used this opportunity to give myself some defense, but it's honestly not going to matter. It's just going to go ahead and do its super attack again. Okay, it ends up killing itself and takes out Floette. So this one is done with, because it does 2 true damage back to itself. And then this one's going to go after Bisharp. So for Bisharp, Fairy doesn't do great against Steel, but it does even out with Dark, so it does equal. So that's 3 there. Double Edge is 3. And then Outrage is 5, I think. Oh no, it's 3 as well. So it's just going to be a flat random, I guess. Alright, it's going to do Lunar Pain. So Fairy. Alright, it'll do 1 damage and then 2 true damage. For a total of 3. Alright, and then I'll attack back with Metal Claw. For 5 damage. And then the rules is both sides have to do equal number of attacks. Since they took out Floette, then Bisharp's just going to attack again. And it'll just do Metal Claw, which will guarantee take it out. Okay. So that makes this simple, because now just these attack in. And then I get to tag it in a unit. And I'm going to tag in, because it's now normals, normal and dragon. I'll bring in Duraludon. Like so. Alright. The Gyarados is going to go first. It's going to attack with Outrage. and give itself confusion. And it's going to attack whoever can do the most damage to, which in this case is going to be Duraludon. So here it comes. Alright, does 3 damage, which the Strange Rock will counter. Oops, didn't mean to do that. But yeah, I take 0 damage because of the Strange Rock. And we know we'll just keep track of it, that's fine. Then it goes to Blissey. It's also going to go after Duraludon, because it's just going to do its most damage, essentially. Alright. Yeah. So since there's no tie, it's always going to go for the target it can do the most damage to. So yeah, it's going to go ahead and do its dragon move, which is just going to be this. It will inflict confuse on itself. So I'll go ahead and do that. I clicked the wrong target, but this should have been for Duraludon. So it should have been 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 damage. Okay. Then it goes to Bisharp. This thing has 13 HP. So I'll go ahead and do Armor Tail, which will be 5 dice. Oh, actually, it should have gone after Bisharp. No, actually it says it goes most lethal damage. So yeah, I'll still go for the most damage possible, I think. That's what's confusing about this. Oh, prioritizing knockouts. Damage is calculated as most damage that can be dealt this turn until the next turn. So I think I did that wrong. Actually, no, it's fine. They can only do at most, with their assumption, they can only do at most 3, so it will not take out Bisharp. So yeah, it's gonna keep focusing on Duraludon, since they can do the most damage and they don't have a clear shot on Bisharp. Okay, I think that's how it works. Feel free to point it out in months in time, the mistake. Alright, so yeah, Bisharp needs to go. I think I'll do Armor Tail on the Gyarados, because we need to kill it. Alright, this does 1, 2, 3 damage. Alright, 3 damage. Then we'll go with Duraludon with Mist Purge. We'll do... Oh, this thing's not a dragon type. That's annoying. I can do Electroshock. Doesn't have a matching type though. So I can roll 7 dice, or I can roll 5 dice with a +2. Well, I guess that solves that problem. Yep, 5 dice for electric. Oh yeah, definitely. Actually, it's +4. Never mind. So yeah, I'll target the Gyarados. That's 5 hits. It's going to do 9 damage, putting it at 1. Okay. Think we're in pretty good shape, but we'll see. Alright, goes to their turns. It's going to go after Duraludon. which is going to kill itself. Okay, so it's going to do the double edge instead. When switching in, blah 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 blah. Prioritizing knockouts. Actually, I mean, I guess it'll do the most damage, which would be the outrage, which would kill itself. It'll also pretty much guarantee take out the Durlodon. I think that's how it's assumed, but let me take a look. Okay, the AI has no concept of self-preservation. Most damage is outrage. So here it comes. Okay, definitely takes out Durlodon, which means it's been stolen. It does kill itself in the process, so that is it for that nonsense. Then it's the Blissey is going to attack Bisharp, and it only has one move left, which is Double Edge, and roll 5 dice for that. Alright, this will do 7 damage, which unfortunately is going to, or sorry, it's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then go down to 5, so it'll still take it out. 2 damage here. And then it's going to just be Croconaw. Alright. It goes first. It's going to do Double Edge. I might actually lose this. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 back. Alright, it's going to go next. This attack will be at +3. It'll be at 3 strength. This will also fatigue it. We'll do detect. Which will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bringing it down to 7. It's going to attack back, which, funny enough, is going to do 0 damage and possibly kill itself. Okay, does 0 damage, and then it's going to take 2 because of its own crit. And then I fight back with Tag Team, which is going to be 5 dice, and hopefully finish this. That finishes it. I think I did that correctly. Sorry, double battle AI is kind of weird. But yeah, that finishes it. Unfortunately, we have 3 Pokemon that are going to get stolen. So, any players, Pokemon that faints during the battle are stolen, win or lose. On defeat, remove Jesse and James from the board. You get 1 Pokecoin per Pokemon in your party that wasn't stolen, so we get 1. And then down here, 2 JP plus seasonal, which is just going to be 6. And then all players can get a copy of Jesse and James' companion thing and get badge up, and we get a card from Rorik. I'll take lethal flexibility. Could have used that sooner, to be honest. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to have an opening to actually use this. And even if I had tried tagging in someone else, they would have just switched the moves to Dragon and just start blasting. So Floette kind of enduring the hits was probably the best call. Alright, so we get Jesse and James. Immediately choose 1 Pokemon of your Pokemon to gain +4 HP. This companion... Oh, they changed it. So how does stolen Pokemon work? Your last Pokemon cannot be. Alright, well. I'm assuming you can't pick ones that are inaccessible, so it's probably going to be Crocodile. Or I can give it to Growlithe. Yeah, I'll give it to Crocodile. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Immediately choose one of your Pokemon. Yeah, unfortunately you can't pick the ones that are stolen. Okay. Place this ball on top of your Pokemon. This cannot be interacted with except through rescue. Yeah. So yeah, they changed Jesse and James. It used to be the first Pokemon you send out in battle gets the plus 4 HP. So this is actually not as good because most likely the ones you want to put it on got stolen. But that's okay. I mean, unless I can just well, it says immediately do it, so I guess I don't get that option. All right, we do get a badge up though. And we can see about possibly clearing out a hideout, except there are no hideouts on the board. Okay. In that case, let's we'll expand out this way just to see if there's anything. Not really. All right, the more you know. Okay, we'll go ahead and hit end round. Also, any items that are on these characters, you can't move them around or anything. Yeah, Jesse and James is pretty brutal. But I think that was still better than trying to fight Wobbuffet. Because all their Pokemon would have Mirror Coat and just reflect double your damage. And you kind of just die at that point. Alright. Go ahead and hit end round. Alright. We have 5 coins, which is enough to get a Pokemon free. Also, we have access to all the fancy stuff now. So I am going to go ahead and pop a rare candy. And we'll go ahead and upgrade our Growlithe. Which is going to, of course, break like it always does. There we go. But now we have Extreme Speed Arcanine. In exchange for our rare candy. Alright, next. We can't race with what we have right now. At least not without tagging something in. Should I just spend the 5 coins? One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 6 to here. I do kind of also want to go back to Rourke's lab at some point. Alright, well, regardless, let's go ahead and evolve Crocodile. I don't really care for Detect, so we'll just keep this. So 1, 2, it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So 15 HP for Alligator. This thing does have a Mega Evolution. I believe it looks terrible, but they do have one. Okay. So we have our Pokemon evolved, but we don't really have any sources to... Yeah, there's no Team Rocket stuff to take advantage of. Oh, actually, sorry, we did forget something. We did defeat a... Rocket, Grunt, Ace, Hideout, Balloon. You have defeated. Immediately give you... I mean, Jesse and James are not any of those. least as far as I know. Yeah, they're not classified as any of those. That's so weird. They're not classified as aces or any of it. Okay, whatever. So with that in mind, we can go and grab this, whatever this is. And then try to make our way back to Professor Rourke's lab, maybe. It's kind of crazy that just how little's on the map right now. I'm actually kind of surprised. All right. Well, we can spend 5 coins and get back at least one of our characters. So let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and do that for Floette. And then I can spend 10 JP to evolve you. So we can use this and essentially have ridiculous amounts of damage. I think I want the Eternal Flower just because it's funny. And again, it broke. Okay, it looks like that's correct. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Don't need you. Let's see, we'll return you and discard you. Wrong slot. Wait, why is this? Oh, that's correct, right? I'm not going freaking crazy. Did I go freaking crazy? Did I mess it up again? How? Okay, sorry, I was freaking out because I was like, did I use the wrong type? But yeah, for some reason, Flabebe is not in the discard, and I don't know why. Anyway, but it's fine. Okay, so we got that unlocked. We just need to figure out where to go from here. We need 2 victories. And I would also like to get our fossil. So you know what? I think we're going to go ahead and just make our way to the fossil. But before we do that, we'll go 1, 2 to here. Get whatever this is, another resort. And we can get affection if we want to. We don't have the money for it though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll go 6 to here. All right. So this will be one of the few rounds where I don't get anything done. Immediately discard this coin to gain 1 Pokecoin. You may then spend it to roll an attack die on a regular hit, gain 2 Pokecoins. Sure, I'll gamble. Roll 1 die. Okay, that's a regular hit, so we get 2 coins. All right. So we got that going for us. Then it goes to end of round. Actually, I'll spend a coin and a compass to start exploring this direction. Okay, another grunt. Perfect. And an ice gem. All right, cool. We'll go ahead and hit end of round. At the very least, the grunt will get us some money that we desperately need. All right. So first, we're going to go here. and trade in that fossil for a random fossil. So hit shuffle. And that gets us a random ammonite, which I will replace my rowlet. I'm going to go ahead and just use it as an egg. I'll just use the egg ball for this since it shows the same stats. And then what's it become? Amistar. I mean, it's not terrible. And Magma Shot can be used as rock or fire type, so there's that. Alright. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you for that. 5. Boss fairy moves. Yeah. Anyone want a Light of Ruin that's 8 power? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here, which is going to get us a free victory on that. We'll go ahead and up our HP again, because of course we are. $14 HP. If we take out a raid den, we could possibly get a mega item, but at that point we're literally 1 badge away from victory. Alright, we'll go ahead and hit end of turn. We had an encounter, so this gets discarded. Oh, speaking of discarding, we need to discard this while we're at it. We can also turn this into this, but we'll deal with that later. We get a coin. I think something went wrong. 1 second. That's right. I did spend a coin to explore, so that's fine. All right, so we get a coin back, and then we get 8 JP from the grunt. All right, we'll go ahead and I'll spend that 8 JP to keep exploring because we need to. That's a rocket balloon, but it surges. Got a grunt over there. So surge is it's a 5v5, and he's kind of brutal because he kind of just explodes forever. Yeah, all these almost all these moves will. Yeah, 3 of these guys can literally just keep exploding, and each crit, all the crits do an additional +2. So every crit does 5 damage and additional true damage. And if they faint from this, they remove all statuses and go back to full HP. And also, every crit causes another attack roll to be made. It's kind of ridiculous. So unless you have a way of like inflicting hex, it kind of just you're not dealing with it. We do have a flying gem there though, so we got that at least. Have I not done Pokemon Snap yet? I haven't. Okay. Well, with that in mind, let's go. I can go what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. So yeah, I'll go 1. That'll get us 5 JP for free. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can spin a camera here. I'm a little surprised that I haven't done Pokemon Snap. Okay, so I did make a mistake. I forgot to hit end of round, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that now. We'll take those off. Then hit end round, because we should have hit end round last time. So then the movement we just did is for this round. Now I hit this, and then I spin the phone. And we'll do Pokemon Snap. We'll just spend one. Okay. I will spend 4 greens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that gets us 3 coins. I'll take it. I'll take the 3 coins. Alright, end around. We have 4 rounds to get 2 badges. I'm going to go ahead and spend the 5 coins to free one of these guys. Probably the Duraludon. And then I can spend 10 to upgrade it. Okay. Don't have much care for Metal Burst, but that's okay. So that means no Electroshock. Okay. All right. 4 rounds to do what we need to do. Yeah, Team Rocket's a no-go. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can go say hi to the gym there. But before we do that, let's take a look at what it actually has. Flying. Charizard, Gliscor, Togekiss, and Staraptor. Staraptor's probably the only one I'm most concerned about. The rest of it is kind of okay. So yeah, we'll go say hi to it. Hello. Alright, let's go ahead and hit end of thingy. And we'll see what we can make happen here. Starting with Togekiss. Heal for half the damage dealt, rounded down. When the target is next attacked, add 2 statuses to the roll. Okay. So we have adaptability. Oh, we can also make this move a fairy move. And that'll make it so I at least don't get too wrecked. I think, yeah, well, we'll probably just open with Archaludon. It's either that or I tag in for Alligator, but none of these moves are particularly good against Flying or Fairy. We can bring Floette and then try to blast the thing with a 8 power Light of Ruin. It would hit us for various numbers. You can also do the lifted status effect. 4/4. So it actually would do Aerial Trick, of all things. Okay, we'll bring in you and see what happens. Alright, so it's going to favor Aerial Ace because it can do a status effect, which will be lifted. And roll 6 dice for it. Okay, it's going to be 7, 5, and then this will reduce it down to 2. and then I can use Metal Burst, which will let me roll 3 dice. And get +2 from steel. Okay, that'll do 5 damage, bring it down to 4. Alright, next, it can't really do aerial trick now, it's going to be doing the bubble drain instead. It's going to be 5 damage. Did I mess something up here? 1 second. So the earlier attack was... Yeah, I should have done 2 damage earlier. Yeah. Cool, got that fixed. Alright, and then I get hit for 5 here. This will heal damage dealt rounded down. And then you are going to take 5 damage. And then I'm going to go ahead and do Metal Burst because I just took 5 damage, which will be 6 dice and +2 to this. Okay, this will end up killing itself because of the lifted, but it does kill Togekiss as well. Okay, then this thing is just going to randomly pick one. And it picks Charizard. Okay, Charizard's going to have +6/+6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. So this is a flying fire type with flamethrower. And it's going to outspeed everything. So we can do Chomp with this. I'm just thinking of the options. For Alligator, would get potentially hit for 6 by the lifted, and then it would be what biting with for Alligator there. Or we go Floette and just see what happens. Because at that point it'll still favor doing aerial trick first. And even if I fall from the attack from the lifted, I will still win. When inflicting a lethal blow, you must remove the status effect and take true damage equal to the damage you dealt. So I believe if both sides... In the case of double knockout, the side with the last attack is declared the winner. So as long as Floette's the last attacker, she will be declared the winner. Oh, and I guess one thing we could do is I could guarantee that I go first with a lethal flexibility. So yeah, we'll bring out Floette and use lethal flexibility. So its initiative is now higher than Charizard's. It's 1 higher, essentially. And then I'll have Floette go first. It's going to be 8 dice for Light of Ruin. Oh, I forgot. Light of Ruin is annoying. Because it's fairy type. I mean, it can still it'll still break even with the huge power. It is also a signature move, so it'll still do +1 damage. And I'll take, 3 true damage in return? Yeah, we'll see what happens. Blast away. Alright, perfect hit is 8, 9, it'll do 9 damage. I already took my true damage, so we're good on that front. And I already accounted for weakness with huge power and all that. Okay, good to go. So now it's going to attack us with 6 dice and give us flight. It's going to do 7 damage, taking me down to 4. And then I'm going to attack back with dual headbutt, which is going to be a normal move. And I need to do 5 damage. Every regular hit does an extra 1, so 2, 4, 6, 8 from huge power. That'll take it out. And then I will also get fall, but since I was the last attacker, that is my victory. I think there used to be text for lifted where it counted as the opposing side's victory, but in this case it is not the case. So yeah, we do win, which is good. That means we pretty much meet all of our requirements to get the prestige we need. All right. So with all of that, we'll go ahead and get our 3 JP, our coin, our card, which in this case is going to be just a dodge, and we get a TM. And then most importantly, we get a badge up. And we can use that to explore in any direction we want. We'll go this way. So just a standard festival. How annoying. All right. And that's end around. All right, give me a moment. Okay, got some time left. Let's get this done. So we'll go ahead and we already hit the end return, so we're good to go on that front. We'll go 1, 2. Okay, this is useless. This is just going to give us menagerie tickets, which we can't do anything with. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll go to 6 here and take out this Team Rocket. This will, of course, get us our 8 JP, a coin, and, of course, most important, more HP for our silly thing. Okay. I'll hit this. Obviously, we had an encounter, so no worries on that front. All right. Then we hit end a round. We have 2 rounds left. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to catch here. Yeah, nothing else there. Got it. Okay. We can go. So I'm thinking about doing the ground gem as our final one. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll take out the Team Rocket for 6. Again, 8 JP. A coin. And a stamp. All right. 16 HP. All right, we'll get one of these, which we're not getting because we had an encounter. And then, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And round. So it's round 31 that's going to be the game over for us. I'm going to go ahead and retire on the racing trophy here. But before I do that, can I reach anything from here? No. Well, then in that case, I can go 1, 2 to here. Grab whatever this is. Safari balls that I don't care about. Okay. And then I can go ahead and... What is our top card here? Night Slash? Why not? We'll go ahead and do a TM. 1, 2, and 3. Matcha Gotcha. Heal for half the damage dealt, rounded down if 2 or more status symbols are rolled, inflict the burn status effect. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of dual headbutt. And then we'll have a way of self-healing with this thing. And grass is generally effective against ground, so we got that option too. Alright, we'll go ahead and retire, which is going to get us a PP up, Carbos, and HP up. I don't really care about the PP up, but we'll go ahead. I'm just going to give them all to Floette here. Actually, I'll give the, for Alligator, the Carbos. Yeah, the Carbos will go to for Alligator. I'll give it +1 initiative. And then we'll give HP up to Floette and PP up as well. There we go. All PP up does is reduce your fatigue damage whenever you get to 5 fatigue, but it's still 4 at that point, so it is what it is. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so I think I went, what, over here. I can go ahead and grab this, I think. Let me see where I moved. All right, so I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I can go ahead and I did retire. I'm going to go ahead and use the flight pass to immediately teleport to the ground gem. And if that doesn't work out, there's an ice gem over there that I can get to now because I have enough apricorns. All right. Besides all of that, we also, if we need to, we do have a paradox. We have 2 paradox shards that we can also work with. But this will be what we're dealing with. Go ahead and hit the ready for this. Unfortunately, we're still without Bisharp. And I guess the last thing I could do is I could get Ammonite upgraded. But ground doesn't do particularly well against rock. Or, yeah, sorry, ground does particularly well against rock, so we're not going to bother. All right, let's hit this button, and let's see if we can handle the legendary that's waiting for us. I did take a peek at what it was. So yeah, it's a decent spread. Let's see what we get. All right, we're starting with Toad Squirrel, which is grass and ground. And of course they have gravity for that fancy stuff. Alright. So that's actually kind of annoying. What's its speed? 9. So I could go for Arcanine and just go for broke there. I'm just seeing if there's any other options. Ground is super effective against steel. So yeah, I think we might have to just use Arcanine. I wasn't planning on it. I was planning on using Feraligatr. But this is what it is, I guess. I mean, I could still use Feraligatr, but the Giga Drain is going to hit me pretty hard as a result. And I don't think I will be able to out DPS it. I do outspeed it. So it would be just repeated chomps in hopes of cleaning house at that point. I mean, eventually I'll opt to do gravity instead, since that does more damage. So maybe I do Feraligatr, because ground's going to do a ton of damage to Arcanine. Yeah, let's do Feraligatr, and we'll see if we can make this work. I mean, I can also always pop the X defense here and see if I can just out damage this thing. And then, no matter what, it's going to send out Sandy Shocks as the final. Which, honestly, is going to wreck us because of the charge. So yeah, this is probably the best bet. Okay, Feraligatr, we're just going to come in swinging. So we can do Dark and do a Chomp. For 3 damage, apparently. Gonna attack back with Giga Drain. And do 7. Which will do pretty much undo my damage. And then I'll go and hit, I'll get +1 regular hit for this. Okay, this time I do 6. Bring it down to 3. I'll heal for 1 because of leftovers. Oh, I did make a mistake. Sorry. It should not have done Giga Drain first. It should have done... So remember, it's going to go after the move that does the most damage. Gravity actually would have done 7 damage, potentially. So let's take a look at the dice. It was 3 regular hits and a critical hit. I'm gonna roll these 2 dice here, and it would have done 1 more damage and a status. So that would have been 6 hits. So it would have still done. It would have done 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So yeah, it would have done 6 damage, and it would not have self-healed. In which case, that means I would have killed with this second swing. Or actually, sorry, it would do... so it's 5, 6... It would have done 7 damage because +1 from Gravity's fatigue damage. Okay, so yeah, it should have done that move because 6 + 1 was 7, and then Giga Drain average damage is 6. So it would have done Gravity, it would not have self-healed. It did 7 damage, and then I heal for 1. And then it gets taken out by this swing I just did. Okay. Sorry about that. And then this guy's going to come out. Now the good news is its legendary stuff gets covered up, so all it has is gravity and charge. But it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's going to go first and blast me. So it can either do charge or gravity, and it's actually going to do gravity, because that still does more damage than charge by itself. So here it comes. Okay, it does 6, 7, 8 because of fatigue, so I go down to 1. And then I will have no other choice but to attack back, which will at least inflict pressure. We'll do 5 damage back, bring it down to 11. Then it's going to be... Now it's going to do charge. And this will kill. I heal 1 damage. Yeah, unless they roll both status, which they didn't. Okay, so that takes care of for Alligator. This is not an elite fight, so fatigue is going to gradually build up. And we'll send out Floette. Alright. No icon for Floette, unfortunately. So it's going to do Gravity, because it's 6. Yeah, Gravity is stronger. So it's going to do Gravity first. It outspeeds, of course. That is a stupid amount of damage. It does 9. Which I can't really do much about. I'll just take the 9. Go down to 8. And then we'll pray. The good news is we do have Matcha Gotcha. So we'll do that. It's going to be 3 dice. Because I don't want to risk Light of Ruin just yet. So yeah, 3 dice. Okay, it hits for 2. 3, 4 from Huge Power, 5, 6 from Grass. So we'll do 6 damage. And it will heal for 3, bring it back up to 11. It's now going to attack with an electric move. With charge for 2 dice. Actually, it's a tie. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I think I'm supposed to check. I was probably needing to check with the... I probably need the roll for Alligator, because I keep forgetting about the fatigue damage. So right now it's actually a tie. 2 damage from charge, and even at 1, Gravity can do 2 damage as well. So I'll just shuffle this. It's going to do Gravity. So 1 die. Oh, actually, it also does... It would have been Gravity regardless, because signature moves do less damage to Floette. In any case, I take 2 damage, and then I'll attack back with Matcha Gotcha. Because at this point, I win. This will be 8 damage, and that is it for Sandy Shocks. And there you go. That's our 8th badge. Badge up. Alright, not too shabby. Sorry it was kind of messy towards the end, especially with that double battle with Team Rocket. I was actually kind of concerned about whether or not we were actually going to live through it. We almost didn't. The thing that saved us in the end was, well, it was one, of course, we had the +2 dice, thanks to Officer Jenny and our card, but also the detect from Croconar. I think that's what his name? Yeah, Croconar. Pretty much saved it because the thing's own crits ended up killing it. So it actually worked out in our favor. Yeah, that was kind of messy, to say the least. We did get to kill a lot of Team Rocket. Unfortunately, there was no Rocket hideout, so we couldn't get back our missing Pokemon. So we had to spend 5 Pokecoins for each one of them, which of course that's rather expensive. The fact that we were able to afford the ones we did was still pretty impressive. The change to Jesse and James kind of makes it not worth taking, and since Jesse and James does not classify as a Grunt, Ace, Hideout, or Balloon, there's actually no reason to go after them. I mean, the +4 HP is nice, but you end up losing so many Pokemon in the process that it's not worth it. Like I said, the original card was better. It was the first Pokemon you send out in battle gets the +4. So I would have obviously sent out like Floette first and just used it as my ace. So yeah, I think in the future I'm probably just going to not deal with Jesse and James. I mean, I mean, I'm glad that we were able to beat it, but I could have literally done anything else and would have been better off. Um, like we could have done a race instead. Um, I mean, we never got back Bisharp, which would have been useful for the ice gym because of steel versus ice. So yeah, there was just a lot more better options. Also, there were not that many grunts, at least not until we got down to the bottom here, which was kind of bad. That's just something you kind of run into in this game, where sometimes you'll build towards something like, you know, dealing with Team Rocket and then just never running into them. Like, it's not even just the fact that there weren't any grunts. There was no hideout, no aces, and there was only the only boss we ran into was Surge's Balloon. Now, it's possible that there may have been some lower tier rocket bosses that we just didn't see because we went up too fast on the seasons, but they were definitely nowhere nearby unless we had explored upwards. That being said, yeah, so unfortunately, the Officer Jenny and the stand back kid, I mean, the auto resolve was still useful, but the plus attack strength only applied for one fight, and that was for Jesse and James, which is the only reason we won it in the first place. Still, having the ability to be like, I can just ignore the grunts and aces and safely grab all these things. Like I said, the only thing that can stop you, cause you any problems now is alphas. And dealing with auto-resolving grunts and aces for money and JP that becomes much better further along the seasons is actually pretty nice. And again, I did forget to spend my legacy points. I could have given Arcanine another initiative or health, but as you probably have noticed, we didn't really use Arcanine further along once we got Floette up and running. I was kind of surprised that I was using Floette so much, but it just kind of fell into that place. The huge power just did so much. Pressure was really nice. I actually didn't mind the stuff here with Archaludon. I think that went pretty well. But yeah, so we did win. We got 8 badges, and we definitely played for more than 2 hours. So we have 2 prestige. We'll use that to unlock an origin, which I believe was what our next requirement was for this. As soon as this thing actually clicks. There we go. Yeah, trainer card. Yeah, unlock first origin with prestige. So we'll go ahead and do that now. We'll spend the 2 points to get a random prestige. I'll hit shuffle. And we get childhood friends. The first Pokemon added to your team gains 1 affection. Okay. That's actually kind of nice. Granted, you're not going to really have the means to upgrade the affection for quite some time, but it's still nice to have. All right. So as for our legacy stuff, who do we take? Ammonite's not bad. Being a rock fire type, as far as the attack is concerned. Bisharp was also not too shabby. I mean, we have a few options. We can't take Arcanine. I wouldn't mind taking a dragon. I am glad we did all the crafting we did before, by the way. I think that went pretty well. So I'm not sure what the evolution line for this is, so give me a moment. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and use a Paradox Shard on Floette and devolve it to Flabebe. It has decent stats. It's a fairy type. It gets a psychic move that's 3 power. And it essentially gets stronger with follow-up attacks. I think it's pretty solid. So I think that'll be our family Pokemon for the time being. And we'll see how things go from there. So yeah, next time we'll do more of the lore stuff and see what the next requirement is. I think the next requirement is just to win on normal difficulty, which shouldn't be too difficult. But besides that, apologies for any mistakes I made. By the time you guys see this video, this module will probably, in some of its rules, may be out of date. So if it is, it is. I just wanted to show off this game and have an excuse to play it some. So, to press your Pokemon Wildlands Tabletop Simulator. See you guys later.